Learn Easy channel. Today's video is about IUPAC Nomenclature. This is going to be a series with upcoming videos to follow. In today's video, I am going to teach you the rules of IUPAC Nomenclature. Okay, travel with me children to master in IUPAC Nomenclature. Okay, the full form of IUPAC is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so to write a IUPAC naming, you have to follow this simple rule. Okay, the first one, the middle one will be the root word, and after that the primary suffix followed by the secondary suffix, and primary prefix followed by secondary prefix. I will explain you in detail about each and every part. First we'll see the root word. If in the given compound, if there is one carbon atom, then we can write it as meth. If there are two carbon atoms present, then we can write it as eth. Then for 3 carbon, prop, and for 4 carbon it is but, 5 carbon it is pent, and for 6 carbon it is hex, and for 7 carbon it is hept, and for 8 carbon it is oct, and for 9 carbon it is non, and for 10 carbon it is dic. Okay, next we'll see the primary suffix. If there is a single bond, then we call it as alkane, then we can add ane to the root word. If there is a double bond, then it is an alkene, then we can add ene to the root word. If there is a triple bond, then it is an alkyne, then we can add yne to the root word. Now we will see the list of functional groups in secondary suffix. The first one is COOH group, that is carboxylic acid group, then we can write it as oic acid. For example, the given compound is CH3CH2COOH. Find out the number of carbon atoms. There are 1, 2 and 3 carbon atoms. So we can write it as prop, and it is an alkane. So we write it as propan, and COOH group is there, that is carboxylic acid group is there. So we can write it as oic acid. So propanoic acid. Okay, we'll go to the next one. If the functional group is CHO, it is an aldehyde. Then we can add Al to the root word. Okay, so for example, if there is CH3, CH2, CHO, so CHO is there, so it is an aldehyde, and there totally 1, 2, 3 carbon atom is there, so it is prop, and it is an alkane, so propan, and CHO group is there, so we have to add Al in the secondary suffix, so it is propanal. Next one is OH group, then we have to add OL in the functional group, and it is the alcohol. For example, CH3CH2OH, it is 2 carbon atoms, so eth, and it is an alkane, so ethane. OH is there, so it is all. So it is the name of the compound is ethanol. Next functional group is ketone, that is C double bond O group. We have to add ONE in the naming. For example, CH3CH2CH2 C double bond O CH3. In this, count the number of carbon atoms. There are 5 carbon atoms, so it is pent, and it is an alkane, so pentan. And in two position C double bond O, there is a functional group is there, so pentan 2-one. We should give the numbering, we should give the least numbering like this for the functional group. So when you start the numbering from the left hand side, you will get 4 for functional group. But when you give the numbering from the right hand side, you will get 2. So we should give the least numbering, that is 2 for functional group. So it is pentan 2-one. Okay. We'll go to the next one. COCl. This is acid chloride. So we have to include oil chloride. Oil chloride to the naming. For example, CH3CH2COCl. So it is 3 carbon atoms, so propanoyl chloride. So we have to include oil chloride. Okay. The next one is amide, CONH2. The functional group is amide. For example, CH3CH2CONH2. There are 3 carbon atoms, so it is propanamide. Okay, so the naming will be propanamide. Next functional group is ester, that is COOR, where R is nothing but the alkyl group. It can be a methyl or ethyl or propyl group. For example, the given compound is CH3COOC2H5. Then in the R place, that is COOR, R place, there is ethyl group. So it is an substituent. So we have to include in the front. So ethyl, and you have two carbon atom here. So it is ethanoate. Okay, so it is ethyl ethanoate. So these two, the last alkyl group will be the substituent. So you have to include it in the front. So it is ethyl ethanoate. For example, we'll see one more example, CH3, CH2, CH2, COO, CH3. In this, there are 4 carbon atoms here. So it is butanoate and the substituent is methyl. So the name of the compound is methyl butanoate. Okay. Next functional group is cyanide group, C triple bond N. So in this compound we can name it as propanitrile, CH3, CH2, Cn. There are 3 carbon atoms. So we have to include this carbon atom also for the naming. So it is propane, and for the cyanide group Cn we can write it as nitrile. So propane nitrile. This is the cyano group, C triple bond N. Now we are going to see isocyanide. Isocyanide is N triple bond C, NC. It is called as isocyanide group. And for example, CH3, CH2, NC. In this one, this is the ethyl group. So we have to take only these 2 carbon atoms. So ethyl, and for NC we have to write it as isocyanide. So this group we have to write it as isocyanide. And the number of alkyl group we have to write the naming as propyl, ethyl, methyl, like that. So it is ethyl isocyanide. But when you take the above cyanide group, we have to include this carbon also for the naming. So CH3, CH2, and this carbon also is included. So we are taking it as propane nitrile. Okay, that is the difference between these two. Next functional group is the nitro-NO2. For example, CH3, CH2, NO2. There are 2 carbon atoms, so it is ethane. It is an alkane, so ethane, and the nitro, the functional group should come in the first. So nitroethane. Next one is ONO, which is nothing but nitrite. For example, CH3, CH2ONO. Here 2 carbon atoms are there, so it is ethyl. Ethyl group is there, ethyl, and for ONO we can write it as nitrite. So it is ethyl nitrite. Next functional group is SH, which is thiol. We can write it as thiol. For example, CH3, CH2SH. There are 2 carbon atoms, so here it is ethane thiol. So we have to write the ethane, write the name of the number of carbon atom. It is ethane, and SH thiol. So ethane thiol. Next functional group is amines. For primary amines, it is RNH2. Okay. For example, CH3, CH2, NH2, it is called as ethyl amine. When this hydrogen atom is replaced by another alkyl group, then it is the secondary amine. With the same hydrogen atom, 2 hydrogen atoms are replaced by 2 alkyl groups. Then it is a tertiary amine. Okay. For secondary amine, the main group will be this R. For example, CH3, CH2, here it is NH, and for the alkyl group there is a methyl group. So this methyl group will be the side chain, and main group will be CH3, CH2. This one will be the main group. Here there is 2 carbon atoms, so this is ethane, right? So we have to first include the name for side chain. So it is N-methyl ethanamine. So we have to write the name for methyl in the first, that is the for substituent. So N-methyl ethanamine. Okay, now we'll see for tertiary amine. Here the example is CH3, CH2, CH2N, and the 2 hydrogen is replaced by alkyl group. Here it is ethyl and here it is methyl. First we have to include the name of the side chain or the substituent first. So here there is a methyl group and an ethyl group. So by alphabetical order we have to write first ethyl. So N-ethyl and then N-methyl, and here there is 3 carbon atom, so it is propanamine. So we have to write in alphabetical order these two. There are 2 substituent groups, so we have to see which one will come first. So here it is E will come first, right? So N-ethyl, N-methyl, propanamine. Next functional group is acid anhydride, that is COO. Okay, for example, CH3, CH2, COO, again COCH3 is there. So first see the number of carbon atoms here, leave off the oxygen atom and see the number of carbon atoms here. Here it is 3 carbon atom. So it is propanoic. So we have to take this is the main group. So propanoic anhydride, and here there are 2 carbon atoms. So it is ethanoic. It is called ethanoic, propanoic anhydride. The propanoic will be the main group. So because of 3 carbon atoms, we have to first write the propanoic anhydride and then include the side chain COCH3, so 2 carbons, so ethanoic, propanoic anhydride. Usually the substituent group will be in the prefix and then followed by the root word and then the suffix and then for the functional group. This is the rule, right? So we have to write according to the rules of nomenclature. The next one is ethers. So CH3O, CH2, CH3. If you get a single bond O in between 2 alkyl groups, then it is an ether. In this one, methyl group is there, ethyl group is there. So both are substituents. So we have a confusion which one to write first. So you write according to the alphabetical order. So E will come first. So write ethyl, methyl, ether. So easy, right? Ethyl, methyl, ether. In primary prefix, cyclic compounds are included. So we have to include the word cyclo or bicyclo in the primary prefix. Next we will see the secondary prefix list. Alkyl group like methyl or ethyl will be included in secondary prefix. Next, alkoxy group like methoxy, OCH3, and ethoxy, OCH2CH3. Alkoxy group will also be included in this list. Next, halogens like fluoro, chloro, bromo, and iodo will be included in secondary prefix. Next, methylene, ethylidene, vinyl, ethynyl, allyl, isopropyl, isobutyl, secondary butyl, tertiary butyl. So all these substituent groups will be included in the secondary prefix list. Next we will see the rules for numbering. There is a lowest locant rule. Okay, when you take this structure 1, here we can number from left to right and also from right to left. So when you take the numbering from left to right, you will get 2 for this substituent methyl group. So we'll get 2 methyl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 methyl pentane. So we can write 2 methyl pentane as well as we can write 4 methyl pentane. But 2 methyl pentane is the correct numbering because we should give the lowest numbering to the substituent. So this is the correct one. Okay. When you take the structure 2, here we can number from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you number like this, you will right to left, you will get 2, 5, 5. Okay, but you should select only this one because in 2 position you get 2 methyl group and in 5th position you have 1 methyl group. So you have to choose 2, 2. Numbering from left to right will be this will be the correct numbering. Okay, we'll go to the next one. In this structure you have a double bond, so when you give the numbering from left to right, you will get number 2 for this double bond. The same thing when you give the numbering from right to left, you will get 3 for this double bond. So you have to, according to the lowest locant rule, this one is the correct numbering for this structure. Okay, when you take the next one, you have a triple bond as well as double bond. When you have triple bond and double bond, you should give more preference to the double bond. Okay, so you should give the numbering such that you should get least numbering for this double bond. So when you see this one will be the least numbering, so that you will get 3 for this double bond, whereas in the above one you will get 4 as a least numbering. So this is the correct numbering for this above structure. When you have functional group and double bond, in that case you have to give more preference to the functional group rather than the double bond. But when you have a triple bond and a double bond, you should give more preference to the double bond rather than the triple bond. Okay, we'll move on to the next structure. In this one, you have a double bond and triple bond. So we should give least numbering to the double bond. Preference will be more for the double bond. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the correct numbering for this structure. When you take this one, you should not take the whole straight chain structure. You should take the branch chain structure, because there is a functional group present in this structure. So this will be your main structure, and this will be a substituent. This ethyl group will be a substituent. Okay. So then in this case you should give numbering from you should give least numbering to this functional group. Okay, so you will get the least numbering, like in one position you will be you should give numbering for the carboxyl group. When you take this structure, the main chain will be this one and not the straight chain structure, because of presence of functional group. And the numbering also, you should give the least numbering to this functional group. So you have to start from the functional group 1, 2, 3 and 4. This will be the correct numbering and not the other one. Okay, and this CH2CH, this ethyl group will be acts as a substituent in this case, and the main chain will be this one. What I have underlined, this will be the main chain because of the presence of functional group. So I finished off with the rules of nomenclature in this video. From the next video we will discuss more about how to draw the compound from the given naming, and also how to give name for the given compound. We will discuss in both ways. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. Thank you and thanks for joining.